What's up and welcome to another episode of Football Everyday, coming to you live and direct as usual from Studio V here at the One Thomas Shopping Centre in PJ. My name is Nelson and joining me today, my man Ian Yee.
So,
good to have you back. And
yes.
After a long absence, back from injury.
Thank you.
I'm Anand from LegendInsider.com. Good to have you with us, guys. I tell you what, great weekend of football, I must say. Loads of brilliant football played around. I mean, where else do we start but the Manchester derby, right?
Yeah,
you're all grinning and all. I'm happy you're happy, but a thrilling game aside, Ian, was the referee right to allocate almost 6 minutes of injury time, in your opinion?
Okay, I have to be about as unbiased as a Manchester United fan can be, but I do really think that it was justifiable because if you think about it, it was 4 minutes, right? And then there was the correct substitution to take into account. That's 30 seconds by the book. That's 30 seconds for one substitution. And of course, there were Bellamy celebrations for his last goal. So all that taken into account, plus the fact that the ball was in play. It was the last free kick. That was about to be the final free kick. When the ball came back out of the penalty area, the ball was still in play. They saw that Giggs still had an opportunity and the game was still going on. So when he made the pass in again, they said, it's still in play, so we have to keep it going on. So by the end, you add the celebrations from that celebration, from that goal, and you add the kickoff after that, you have 6 minutes.
Right, okay, I mean, great stuff. But that being said, right, no team should ever take their foot off the pedal against a team like United, right? I mean, especially with Michael Owen on the field as well.
No, I think no team should do that, period. Right? Against any opposition, especially in the Premier League. You just can't do that.
I mean, Anand, what do you think about the game in general?
I mean,
did
obviously...
City deserve to lose?
To be fair, to come back like that because of United's defensive lapses, they deserve to get a point at least. But then again, if United was the better team, then they deserve to win. Yeah,
I mean,
I would say.
You would say, you were talking about injury time thingy, right? I mean, if you saw the goal that Owen scored, look, Mika Richards was in no man's land when the ball was played to Michael Owen.
Yeah,
right?
Regardless of injury, I always say, okay, the injury time thing is always been a controversy where Man United are concerned. But that aside, if the game was within their control, so I would say give the game to them. Fair enough, yeah.
Great stuff. I mean, okay, moving on to the weekend's second derby, at Stamford Bridge, where Chelsea thrashed Spurs 3-0. I'm sure our man Shabby will be really unhappy, but he can't.
Maybe that's why he's not here.
You got a point, man. I mean, Anand, I personally think the referee got it wrong when he didn't award Spurs a penalty, a clear-cut penalty in my opinion, when the Blues were 1 goal up. I mean, you agree?
Okay, first of all, I think Chelsea deserved to win and they were every critic's pundit's choice in the beginning game. I had predicted actually a 3-0 before the match even started. That particular penalty, I liken it to anything that is a 50-50, like in Man United Arsenal, Darren Fletcher on R7 in the penalty area, sweeping him off his feet from the back. Any other time, it could have been a penalty. Likewise, the referee's view may have been impeded now, so he just made his judgment on the spur, and he, no pun intended, and he said no penalty, that's all, yeah.
But I think that game, a big turning point was Ledley King going off.
Right.
Because I thought before that, Spurs were doing pretty well, pretty okay, and the Cole goal aside. And I think after that, they just couldn't deal with Didier Drogba because Ledley King is the only really firm defender that they have at the moment.
And Drogba is class, I tell you.
And Chelsea raised their game for teams like Spurs, definitely.
Right. I mean, very quickly, Ian, man, let's talk about Liverpool. And more specifically, Fernando Torres. I mean, I tell you what, Jamie Carragher had a stinker of a game in that one. He was making mistakes everywhere. He couldn't deal with the guy called Heinz, the young boy. I mean, but Torres is class, isn't he, Ian?
Yeah, I think they've had to rely on him and Gerrard bailing them out for too many times. I mean, it has to come undone at some point where Gerrard and Torres just can't do it anymore. Especially Gerrard. I mean, with his style of play, I mean, it takes its toll on his legs, He's just galloping all over the pitch all the time. So, I mean, it has to end someday, and I think that's when Benitez will run out of luck with his job.
I mean, Anand, you tend to agree about Torres and Gerrard,
Torres without a doubt,
over-reliance on them?
No, but deservingly, because Torres is the most clinical striker in the Premiership now, without a doubt. The past 2 years, he's been that way. That's why he adapted so well, and his scoring ability, and he's taking the one-on-ones as well, with against Man U in Old Trafford last season. All these kind of things just prove he's the best. So why wouldn't any manager rely on him? Gerrard is like the linchpin and Liverpool's main center, so you need that as well.
Okay, but I mean, so overall, did Liverpool deserve to win at Upton Park?
I think they've got the advantage over Liverpool, over West Ham, man to man, so they deserve to win on that basis alone.
Nice one, guys, but hold on to your thoughts as it is time for our first break here on Football Everyday, but we'll be right back with the second segment with more analysis of the weekend's results, so do stay tuned to Football Everyday. back to the second segment of Football Every Day. Thanks for watching. Continuing with the weekend's results, right? This is Anand's favourite part, I tell you. Arsenal 4, Wigan 0.
Yeah.
Anand, I'll start with you since you're a massive Gunners fan. They did everything right, didn't they?
Of course, yeah. They did everything right, and it was easily, again, predictable. All big four teams won quite predictably, and Arsenal was very easy because coming back from the European comeback win that they got, the guys were in massive confidence. Another goalie, so I think the defense, this is Wenger's way of pushing a goalie aside for weak play. He brings in he puts him aside. Lehmann suffered it 2 seasons ago, and Almunia is getting the same treatment now. He's not injured. He's definitely just being sidelined for a few games. And so with the confidence and the strength, they definitely were going to win.
Right.
And the first goal was the one that they
Right. I mean, so we all know, we're well aware of Arsenal's attacking prowess, but I've got to ask you, does Thomas Vermaelen appear to be one of the candidates for buy of the season, you
Probably.
think?
You think about it, a great defender. You've seen him, how he performs. And then the striking ability, the heading ability, and he's only 23.
Right.
He's awesome. He's the best thing to come to Arsenal in, I think, since
Since
Thierry
Pascal
Henry.
Sigon, your ego stepped on off.
Since Thierry Henry.
Kolo Touré.
I mean, but Ian, were you impressed by Arsenal?
Yeah, I was very
I mean, they
impressed
could have
with
been more
Arsenal.
than one goal up at halftime, right?
I'm always impressed with Arsenal. But Arsenal, I think they're a bit suspect at the back, especially in the Man City game. They show that they had big problems against Adebayor. So, yeah, going forward, they're always impressive. I always enjoy watching them.
The weakness is in a few players seem to be on the decline rather than on the increase, because like Gael Clichy, he seems to have made more mistakes in the past 2 seasons than he has all of the 3 seasons ago when he made his debut after Ashley Cole left. I don't know what's wrong with him. He's making very basic mistakes, which is wrong. Yeah.
Okay, it's about Arsenal. But time now for our email of the week, which is from Kevin, who's an Aston Villa supporter. He sees England hopeful Gabriel Agbonlahor as being key to Villa's season in terms of where they finish. Especially if he keeps scoring good goals like the one against Portsmouth. Ian, I saw the Agbonlahor goal and it was class. But you agree with Kevin about Villa and Agbonlahor?
Yeah, I think Agbonlahor is really going to be a star of the future. I think they need to start picking him and at least putting him in the squad, giving that experience for England. But the way I see him, he kind of reminds me of a young Owen, but just a bit stronger. He gets stuck in. He's very sharp, lots of pace, and is a very good finisher, good eye for goal. So in that sense, he kind of reminds me a bit of,
All right, so I mean, we've got to wait and see if Villa can keep it up, just like last season where they kind of started at the end. But Anand, more importantly, no points from 6 games for Portsmouth. I tell you what, they're rooted to the bottom. Manager Paul Hart says he believes in his players, but do you think they'll go down?
I think, Portsmouth are likely to go down now. They don't have the red net formula in them, as well as Hull City as well. I think they're definitely in the doldrums because they're losing again at home furthermore.
Right.
Portsmouth.
Well, they were away actually, but
Hull were at home, weren't they?
Sorry, they lost to Villa away.
Okay. And Portsmouth, Hull, and Wolves probably are the teams to go down without doubt. Yeah.
Ian, Portsmouth to go down for you?
I think that's a pretty good bet. Yeah.
Great stuff, Kevin. Thanks a lot for your winning email and for your efforts. You've picked up a prize courtesy of Adidas, and we'll be in touch real soon about prize collection details, right? To be like Kevin and drop us a line on Football Everyday, please do so at football@thestar.com.my. It is time for our final break here on Football Everyday, but we'll be right back with more football chat and banter, as well as a look at this weekend's tasty fixtures coming up, so do stay tuned and keep it locked on. And you're back with us here on Football Everyday for the third and final segment of today's show. This is where we dissect this weekend's eye-catching and tasty fixtures, starting with Man United at Stoke City. Ian, Stoke are no pushovers, but looking at the way United have been playing of late, Fergie would expect, I think, nothing less than 3 points from this, right?
I expect a tough game, but then again, I mean, all my predictions have been wrong so far. But it will be a tough game, but I think the United definitely need to win it.
It
can
was
they,
0-0 last year, right? Right season.
Oh, really? Oh.
Stoke held United to a draw last season.
I think away. I think
Away,
yeah,
I think
nil,
they did.
yeah.
Then they got thrashed at home.
Oh.
At Old Trafford.
Yeah. I remember that part.
And then, I mean, you think United are good enough to win at Stoke, of course?
Definitely. With the confidence they have now, with the particular players coming together, and they're scoring. What more did you need? The players are scoring. They know how to score, and with Michael Owen being the additional leverage, why not? Yeah.
I mean, Ian, score prediction?
I'd go maybe for 3-1.
To United, of
3-1
course,
to
right?
United. Yeah. Well,
Great stuff. Okay, moving on to Craven Cottage, where Fulham hosts Anand's beloved Arsenal. Anand, can Arsenal come away with the win, or will Fulham hold their own? This is another London derby,
again,
right?
another London derby, but the past few seasons have been a bit tricky for Arsenal, but I think today, this time around, they got the right gel of players coming back. You know, Rosicky should be coming back into the team fully, as well as the rest of the guys, other than Arshavin, of course, and somebody, but but this guy should be working well. I think they're well oiled. They should go forward, and Fulham playing at home will have to come forward as well. They're not the team to back off, so I think we should be easily comfortable winners at least 2-0, 3-1.
I mean, Ian, you spoke about Arsenal's defensive frailties at the back, especially against Man City a couple of weeks ago. You think Fulham have it in them to kind of cause a few problems of their own?
no, I don't think so. I think City and Fulham are totally different propositions. A team of City's class would pose a defense at Arsenal some problems, but not Fulham. Especially they haven't started the season well at all, have they? So I think Arsenal should win this quite comfortably.
Great stuff. So, well, another match that catches our attention is Liverpool versus Hull at Anfield. Well, I'm hoping this is a banana skin for Liverpool, but I doubt it. I mean, Ian, do you see an upset result on the cards here?
No, the way Torres is going around now, there's no way Hull can beat him. He's just going to drag them back. Whenever they go down, Torres is just going to drag them back up.
So it's a Liverpool win for you as well.
Definitely an easy Liverpool win for them. Yeah.
Okay, I mean, very quickly, Tottenham face Burnley at White Hart Lane. And then home win, away win, or draw in this one. I mean,
I
both
think
teams
it's likely
have
to
picked
be a
up.
draw.
Well, not picked up. Well, Tottenham
No,
have gone
I
the other
really
way.
feel
But
it's likely to be a draw because Burnley seem to have not played their best game in last night's Carling Cup.
Right.
They lost to Barnsley, if I'm mistaken, but they would have rested players for the fact that they're visiting Tottenham. I do believe that Burnley are strong enough. They've proven against Man United that they can take the game to the opposition, and they can defend well as well. And Spurs will be desperately looking for the win,
bounce back, definitely,
and
after
then
two
they
straight
will leave
losses,
gaps. It's going to be a good result for Burnley, a draw.
okay, I think very quickly we mentioned about Portsmouth earlier on, and they play host to Everton at Fratton Park this weekend. Ian, very quickly, can Portsmouth get a result, get their first point maybe of the season?
I think Everton are just about clicking gear, and in Zaha they have a quality striker.
Who's on form as well?
That was on form, so I think Everton will nick it.
Poor Portsmouth. But just before we go, right, it is time for our Football Everyday fun fact, right? And this week it's on none other than our match winner, Michael Owen. Guys, check this out, right? With the dramatic winner against Man City over the weekend, Owen has now scored in his fourth derby, having previously also netted in the Merseyside derby, El Clasico, the Tyne Wear derby, and now the Manchester derby.
Oh wow, okay.
Ian, all in all, a proven goal scorer, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And all he
He's
needs
class.
is 17 minutes.
Yeah, all he needs is 17 minutes.
So, I mean, Anand,
All he needs is one chance, basically.
And then,
he
I
puts
mean-
them away.
Yeah.
I said at that time, aside, all controversies aside, good goal by Owen.
Yeah, for sure.
Good finish.
Owen is always been one of the best England. He's just that he's not consistent enough these days.
Yeah.
All right, great stuff, guys. But that's about all the time we have on this week's edition of Football Every Day. Ian, pleasure as always. Hope to have you again with us soon. Anand,
Sure.
thanks a bunch. Till next week, Nelson here, bidding you farewell. Enjoy your football this weekend, and we'll see you next week.